Book Monster Mitch. This video is a channel check-in for July 13th, 2026. I have reached chapter 44 of Empire of Silence, Sun Eater, Book 1. 50% overall into the book. Yes, it's July 13th. Yes, I've been reading it at least 6 months, probably 6.5 months, close to at this point. But as I've said before, it's a story that I need to take my time with and absorb it and take it in. It's not a story that you can just speed read or take in at a fast pace. To me, it's not. Personally, if you feel otherwise, great. I'm not telling you, uh, to just read at my pace, read at your own pace. If you can read it or any book in a week, 2 weeks, a month, whatever the case, do so at your own pace. Just for me personally, Sun Eater overall will not be the series I just get through and be done with anytime soon. Obviously, the first book is taking me some time, taking time to get used to the flow. Actually, I am used to the flow and ebb of things, as it were, by this point. So that's not a problem. There's no problem, actually. But on the other hand, I have started The Shining by Stephen King, and I've stalled on chapter 3 for the longest. I haven't been reading, honestly. I've been focusing on other things. YouTube, writing, just different things in general. Movies and TV shows or music, video games. I have many irons in the fire, as we all do, I'm sure. So, yeah, Sun Eater and reading in general is a priority hobby. And what I mean by that is I want to get through it. I just don't feel I have to force myself, rush myself to get through it. So, and then, like I said, I'll get back to The Shining eventually. I emailed John from Talking Story today and said, hearing Jacob talk about Blade itself, which is the first book in the First Law trilogy universe, however you want to phrase that, by Joel Abercrombie. I'm really interested, intrigued in reading that soon. It was going to be uh, Greenbone Saga by Fonda Lee, but hearing Jacob today, honestly, on their weekly reader video, I'm really interested by his enthusiasm to get into the First Law world universe with the First Law trilogy, the original First Law trilogy. There's the original First Law trilogy, and then 3 standalones, I believe, quote unquote standalones. I'm not spewing out titles because I don't remember them all. And then a sequel trilogy called Madness Age, something like that. And then a short story collection to round it out. So about 9 or 10 books total in the whole universe saga. I don't know. But I have the first trilogy on Kindle, and I'll start there and see where it goes, see where it takes. I don't know when, but I'm interested, intrigued, like I keep saying, to dive into that. Maybe on the next check in, I say maybe on the next check in video, I can say I officially started First Law. Now, also, I told John in the email correspondence today that I had started The Blade itself. That's the very first book in the First Law universe, trilogy, what have you. Some time ago, but I didn't get very far. I didn't get far enough at all to say I fully grasped anything going on. I didn't. I don't even remember what happened with what I read. So I'm starting fresh when I start. Just like it was with Sun Eater, I had started quite some time ago. For one reason or another, lost track of what's going on and lost access to the I had with that account, profile, what have you. So that's pretty much all for the books for this check in. Otherwise, not too much is going on. So, very little video game playing. Played a little bit more of Spider-Man. I'm 65% into the campaign. The main campaign, the main story line. So that's another thing I have slowly going on. The main thing in my personal life that's kind of been holding me back from almost everything that I mentioned is my body pain. Now, I'm not saying that for sympathy or anything of that nature. I'm just being candid and saying this is why, or the main reason why I haven't um, progressed as much in either hobby, event, or whatever. Some TV things going. I had started Game of Thrones DVD set. Uh, didn't get very far. I mentioned, I'm sure, on the channel that I had watched the whole series before. And regardless of, the majority of us that think the ending is whatever, not good, not the greatest, whatever, however you feel. Honestly, I like it enough to own the DVD sets. Um, I have the double box sets, I guess you could say, of seasons 1 through 4, and then 5 through 8. Um, I guess I feel the way I feel mainly because I tried reading the Song of Ice and Fire books, but never got into them. So I'm not married to the source material, and whatever changes or off the rail items, things are there. I don't realize, don't care about. Um, that's not to say again, if you care enough to say, oh, well, it's not good because of ABC, 1, 2, 3, whatever. That's your opinion. I'm just giving my opinion, you know. Um, honestly, part of the reason I like it or I'm okay with the ending is because, as we all know, Brandon Stark gets pushed out of a window or off a window ledge pretty much at the very beginning, at the end of the first or maybe second episode of the series. Early on enough where he's disabled throughout the remainder of the series, throughout the whole series, he's paralyzed. And spoiler alert, part of the reason I'm okay with the ending given to the show is that Brandon Brand is named king now. I had told that to somebody who's also disabled. Um, and she gave her reasons why um, that wasn't a good idea or avenue to go down. And to give her credit, her argument is pretty sound and solid. But then, like I said, that's her opinion. I'm giving mine. I'm not saying who that person is because I don't want to give their name or her name on the internet without her permission. So that's that. I will get back to it eventually. I didn't even finish the premiere or pilot episode yet. Um, I may back it up, or I don't think I'll restart the episode because I believe I'm far enough along in that episode, maybe halfway, quarter of the way, I'm not sure through with it, and I kind of know what's happening anyway. So when I get back to it, I'll just more than likely pick up from where I left off and go from there. For a while, I was watching Walking Dead on Netflix. Since then, since I've mentioned Walking Dead last on the channel, I no longer have access to Netflix, so that's why. Which is unfortunate because I was getting into it. I was on season 3, and to get a box set is $100. Um, 99 $99, but you might as well say after tax, it'll be at least $100, maybe 102 or 5, something like that. You know, and I don't have that to drop. It would be nice if I did. I would, you know, pay that in a heartbeat, probably to get that because that's another show I would like to get through. Eventually, it's on the bucket list, but when and if that happens, it happens. So, otherwise, nothing much else. I'm trying to think before I end the video what else I've been up to talk about, but I covered video games, movies, TV, books. I don't think there's anything else going on really. So just let me know what have you been up to? What are you watching, reading, playing, listening to? Anything at all? No wrong answers. So, as always, Book Munch Mitch saying take care of yourselves and each other. Love yourselves and each other. And I'll talk to you soon with another video. Bye.